Alright guys, my name is Chris Gutierrez with Code 3 Motors. I've got this 2010 Chevy Express 4500 with a 6.6 liter Duramax turbo diesel motor. I'm going to give you a walk around look at this guy. You can see it's in great shape. The paint it's almost perfect, and it's almost perfect because it had a wrap since it was new. This ambulance was assigned to Children's Hospital here in Los Angeles, and it was completely wrapped in vinyl, so the paint never saw the sun until this last July when we took the wrap off, and it has like a brand new paint job. So it's not oxidized, it's in really nice shape, and you can see how good it looks. Now, we're going to start going through all the outside compartments. We're going to look in the cab and in the back. You're going to be pretty impressed when you see the back of this thing. It is a CCT rig. It has medical air, medical house air in addition to oxygen, and it's designed for long distance transports. So you'll notice it's got some miles on it. They're long distance miles. I'll go into the first cabinet here, and you will see, here's where the inverter is. There are 3 shelves, diamond plates in great condition. This area here is for backboards. You could put 1 or 2 backboards in there. Down here is a spare tire and the batteries. You'll notice it has 2 drawers that slide out that have 2 of these 3-bank batteries. So it's designed for heavy inverter use, and you'll see why when we get in the back. This compartment here is set up for 2 M tanks for oxygen. Both of these are for oxygen. 1 spare and 1 that would be in play during your transport, and you'll see that it has the appropriate gauges. If you have a neonate isolate on board, or if you have a ventilator on board, you want to be able to dial the oxygen in just right and mixed with medical air, which is on the other side. You'll notice over here the same setup, but this is for medical air. You'll see it's got the yellow hose and it has the 2 dials there, so you can dial in the appropriate air pressure for the isolate or for a ventilator. So you have 1 in service and 1 spare for the medical air. And then here's the side door that goes into the back. We're going to get in there in just a minute. Let me get this thing fired up so we get power to the back, and then we'll start going over every switch and every little thing that there is to look at. I'll be with you in here. Let me get it fired up, and then we'll get it very smooth. And well, you know what? I was going to move this out of the sun so we could see the cab better. Maybe I will do that after all. Alright, let's do that. Let me see how bad the sun is. Actually, you know what? You can see everything pretty good. I don't think the sun's going to be an issue just yet. So, let me look at the miles here. 265, 281 on the odometer. It drives really great. I encourage you to watch the test drive video. We haven't done it yet. We're going to do it later after this video. This thing hauls a butt. It's got plenty of pickup. The transmission's strong. The motor's strong. I realize it has 265 on the odometer, but you'll be able to get a year or 2 out of this thing before you're going to have to make a decision to either rebuild the motor or remount the box. When you see the box, you'll understand why you would even consider. It's pretty spectacular back there. So you'll notice probably the air conditioner works great. So max air is right there. This is your speed selector. It's on high, 2 medium settings and low. This is the thermostat. It's on cool. You want heat over there. This is normal AC. This is the front vent and the feet. Just the upper front vents, just the feet, defrost and the feet, and just the defrost. And you can hear the actuator door move as I do that. The radio is right there. Let's see, what else is the Chevy related stuff? It's got power door locks, and that unlocks all the rear compartments and whatnot. Also, power windows work great. Up and down on there. You look over there. Down on that. Up on that. Our wipers are there. It looks like we don't have fluid in the bottle. I'll have to double check that, but those work, you know, super fast or super slow, or however you want to do that. Let's see. Let's get into the code 3 stuff. Here's our siren. Let me crack my window a little bit so you can hear. Let's check the PA, which is that there. Testing, testing. You'll hear that out there. Then we got our so we have wail and yelp. That's really loud. Let's make sure we turn that off so I don't accidentally trigger that. And then over here, up is for our all of our emergency lights, headlight flashers. You can add to the mix. You don't have to do anything else. If we wanted to put the flood lamps on, there's 3 switches for the rear load lamps and the side scene lamps that are on either side. There's a module disconnect. You'll also notice there's emergency start. So if you happen to, I don't know, be sitting with the engine off and drain the batteries, if you flip that switch, it will trigger a battery that's dedicated solely for emergency start. It'll get you going again. So there's that. Let's get out and look at the emergency lights, and then we'll jump in the back. Well, we'll look underneath the chassis. We'll look at the motor. We'll look at everything there is to look at. So the back up here, you can see we got the headlight flashers going. We've got Whelen 700s in the front grille. You can see they're alternating back and forth. Up in the light bar, you can see there's rotors on the very outside. There's red flashers next. Then you've got LED strobes in the next bank. Then you have white legit strobes, and then you have a solid steady burning red right in the center. So there's always something on facing forward. You'll see in the front fender there's LEDs doing that. Those are programmable too. If you don't like the flash pattern that they're doing, it can be changed. You'll notice on the side here we have the side flood lamps on, and there's red halogen flashers on the side. And then back here we have a combination of flashers and strobes. So we have amber strobes going on either side, red halogen flashers. I have the rear clear load lamps on. That red light that isn't on is a third brake light. That'll come on when. And you got these cool Aero style Whelen 600 series turn signals, along with the brake lamps and the reverse lamps. And then over here you'll notice the red halogen flashers and the side scene flood lamps. You'll also notice that there's a window on either side, so there's good visibility from inside, which I always like as a paramedic to see how close we are to the hospital or whatnot. So there's that. Let me turn all of that stuff off. All right, you can see the headliner is in fantastic shape. The upholstery is in nice shape. There's no tears, no greasy head marks or stuff. Sometimes you'll see that up on the seat. The floor is in good shape. There isn't a heel hole there. There is a step, diamond plate step to get into the step well and to get in there. The door panel, unlike the Fords that always break off, the Chevy has a nice door panel. And you can also hear it's very quiet also. There's no leaks, no oil leaks, no transmission leaks, no leaks of any kind. We're going to look underneath the chassis in just a second. I just want to get to the other side here so I can show you this. The step well's in great shape, floor's in great shape, seats are in great shape. Both seats have armrests. And let's look at the tires real quick. see there's deep tread on the tires. No rust on the frame anywhere. I'm going to give you another look at the back and you'll see the tread. Deep tread. These tires back here in great shape. You can see the leaf springs back there. No rust on the frame. I don't know if I caught anything doing that, but we'll look again back here. See, the fuel tank looks like new. It doesn't have any rust on it. And here's these tires. Back here, let me pop the hood, we'll look at the motor real quick, and then we'll take a look at the back, which is probably the most impressive thing on this ambulance. And we'll just pop that. I might be able to do this with one hand. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So here's our motor. And you can see it looks great. Very quiet for a diesel motor. Oh, you know what? Let me show you one more thing before I forget. This is pretty cool with the Chevys. I don't know if the 3500, I don't think the 3500 does it, the 4500 does it. If you look at the digital display, let me zoom in a little bit. So if you look there, right here are these buttons right there. Those control what I'm about to show you. So we go there, you can look at your trip info. You can look at your fuel range. So with what we have right now, which is a little over a half tank, that'll get us 258 miles. It's pretty good. 10.6 mpg, fuel used 85.1 gallons. You can put a timer on there, and that was at 14.1 miles an hour. This is obviously traffic, driving in traffic. And you can also see, look at, we have 99% oil life remaining, 76% fuel filter life remaining. That's that. Engine hours 8,080, and then there's just different functions that you can push to disable, you know, the key fob or to reset the key fob or whatnot. So a lot of information that you can get from the onboard computer. Let's go to the back and take a look at that.